I waved at everybody. Hello, I'm Veer. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you guys. Um, if you enjoy what I say tonight, my name is Veer Das. If anything I say upsets you, my name is Gaur Gopal Das. All right? Tweet accordingly.
We're absolutely delighted to have you here at the Jaipur Literature Festival for the first time. I know your biggest crowds was about 2,500 or 3,000. I think we have many, many thousands here. So thank you all for coming. This book, when I spoke to Veer's mom, she said she couldn't get through the book beyond the second chapter because it broke her heart. It's really a heartbreaking story, but it's a story about so many things that Veer has been able to succeed in, so many issues that he's been able to overcome, and we're going to unpack some of that. Veer, I'm going to start from the end of the book. Watson fell ill, saved your marriage, and got you to move to Goa.
Yeah. Any dog owners, dog lovers in the audience? Yeah. So I think for my wife and me, we had a British bulldog. His name was Dr. Watson. And we moved to moved to Goa in the middle of the pandemic because we didn't think he'd make it through Mumbai lockdown. And we'd kind of been estranged for a while because I'd been shooting this show called Whiskey Cavalier in Prague. Just an American show where, of course, I'm an Indian, so I play the tech guy. The whole show, American actors are firing guns. I'm in a van going, I'm sending coordinates. And so about 5 months of shooting that show, we hadn't really met each other. And we had this sick bulldog, and we moved to Goa, and he kind of became our focal point. I think sometimes, married people, raise your hands, right? You'll go through bored phases in your marriage. There are married people not raising their hands who are probably in the phase right now, and
next to their wives or their husbands.
And you need something to either care for together or someone to bitch about together. And this lovely old dog gave us like a common focus. He didn't last very long in Goa. He lasted about a year and a few months. But, 2 weeks after he passed, this dog that had been on the street this entire time called Stoopy was at our door. And a month later, he bought his best friend Lucy. And they kind of became our home dogs. And so we're the proud owners of indie dogs who rescued us as much as we rescued them, which I would highly recommend to everybody. Please take an indie into your house. And, stand up and do a show. Madam, paisa lugta hai uske liye. Aap baitho. The one rule I've learned is never give your shit away for free. I'm sorry. I'm an artist, so, but you can't see me? Hi. Oh, for you guys. Should we just get seated forward? Come on, come. We'll do that. You only wanted to stand? Acha, you wanted me to stand up? Stand up. You are not the first lady to ask me to stand erect, and I'm happy to comply.
In fact, you're talking about standing erect and complying. You had an incident where you're supposed to have your girlfriend and you were in a show, and you had a real problem in that show.
I did not have a problem. It was a good problem. There's a play called Equus. I don't know if anybody's heard of it. It's where Harry Potter got naked on stage. And the key point of this thing is your equipment is not supposed to work. And unfortunately, I'd been seeing the actress in the show for a very long time. So every time we did the scene, my equipment would work. And so I went to my acting teacher, Ivan Davidson, and I said, so you don't understand, it's working. And he says, you're just not focusing on your internal monologue long enough. And I'm like, screw that, I'm not that good an actor. And eventually we had to find some sort of mental mapping for it to not work. But I'm happy to report it worked. All right, is the point of that. How do we get from a dead bulldog to my equipment? I don't know.
But staying with the dead bulldog who farted, and you sort of experienced that in many different ways. The death of Watson really impacted you.
Yeah, I think in the book, has anybody read the book? All right, lovely. So in the book, there's a chapter on grief. I have a bit of a different take on grief. Uh, I think grief is the inability to breathe because something else lives under your chest now. So I describe grief, which I live with, as never being able to take a full breath properly. And it's because someone who lived outside you now lives inside you. And so, what's between your chest bone is them. So I'm kind of proud to carry the grief around. I don't think enough people are proud of their grief and how hard it is to breathe. So,
Grief aside, tell us about the moment that you heard your name at the International Emmy Awards. You were sitting on the table and you stopped hearing after a while as they named name after name. And this was not your first occasion in the same room for the Emmy. This was your second
I lost
occasion.
2 years before then. Thank you, man. I'm good, man. Thanks. Cheers, bro.
Now you'll have to tell us whether this works or not.
Can you see me? Abhi to dikh raha hai? Yeah? All right, cool. So I won an Emmy award. It's on OLX if you'd like to buy it. I'll need legal money soon. And it's a weird thing winning an Emmy award because firstly, nobody thought that I would win. I was a clear underdog. And they say your name. First, a camera guy comes really, really close to you and you smile for like 30 seconds. And you practice your loser face, which we all practice before an award ceremony. My loser face is this. And somehow you make it to the stage, even though your table is very far away. It's not where the white people sit. And you get up on stage and a speech just comes out of you. And I just remember coming off stage and saying, did I thank my wife? And somebody said yes. And I said, did I thank Netflix? And they said yes. And I'm like, are you sure? And this girl was a publicist and she was crying too because she's from India, so neither one of us had a clue. But the nice thing was we were walking to a press junket through the back kitchen of a hotel, and my manager kind of stopped me and said, there's dirty dishes in a dishwasher station. I used to be a dishwasher at the Grand Lux Cafe on Michigan Avenue in Chicago. And he's like, I want you to stand here with your Emmy award next to dirty dishes and remind yourself of where you came from. So we took that photograph. It's kind of nice.
But Dirty Dishes is still a place that you feel very comfortable. It's therapy for you.
Yeah. Does anybody do their dishes? Sorry. Do you Delhi people do your dishes? Ya bhaiya karta hai tumhare liye tumhara dishes. Tumhara dishwasher ka naam hai na? I like doing dishes. It is very stress-free. And in America, you get like a shower cap and gloves and nobody eats vindaloo. It's a easier dish to do, but it's still my de-stressing activity.
And you finally saw your award when you were on an Air India flight back home.
Yeah. So the award is very pointy, so I didn't want to take it out of the case because brown man with a sharp object at JFK, insecurity is a cavity check. We all know that. And I was exhausted. And so we put it into the flight, and I slept for 10 hours. And then these two very sweet young Air India air hostesses, they're all young now. Remember? I kind of miss the old Air India air hostesses, don't you? Hey, those aunties took care of you, man.
And they knew how to make a gin and tonic.
And they knew how to make a gin and tonic. But these two girls were like, sir, can we look at the award? So they, in Air India, sorry, it's privileged, but we're in first class, right? And there's 4 seats and usually 2 don't work. And so there's only 2 people. And so we shut the curtains and we all kind of took it out together and looked at it, and you kind of go, shit, man. This is going back to India. It's kind of cool.
And this go ahead. Big deal. The Emmy Awards.
On OLX, 5,000 rupees. It's for bail money.
And a few years before that, you were returning on Air India after a similar occasion without winning the award, wondering if you'd be arrested.
Yep. I did some of you might know, I did a speech at the Kennedy Center, like a bit of the
How
Kennedy
many
Center.
people have seen that speech? How many people approve of the speech that you all saw?
Well, send money next time instead of just tweeting about that shit. So it's a bit of a dichotomy in that you're at the Emmy Awards, you're representing the country. There is also, on one level, you're like here for India. Second level, Arnab is calling you insane on the 9 o'clock news, which
That's a
is,
good thing. That's not a bad thing.
I mean, it's ironic, but you don't know where you stand. And I was given good advice by a lawyer, and this is advice I'll share with you. If you're ever in the middle of a media shitstorm, just shut up for 9 days. A news cycle is 9 days. And most people will scream into the void and tweet many things, etc., by day 4 or 5, and you'll keep adding another 9 days to a news cycle. And I was kind of determined that the first thing I say about it would be jokes. I wouldn't talk about it. So we're on a flight, coming back home. I have about 14 complaints against me in 14 different police stations. And we've applied for preemptive things. And we're thinking I'm going to get arrested. And this Air India, first the pilot comes out of the cockpit and he's like, "Arey, I don't know if I'll be allowed to fly into India with you on my plane." And I'm like, what a comedian. And then, it's not the best time. I'm telling my wife, paisa idhar hai, bail money idhar hai, etc. And this lovely Air India lady, she's maybe 60 years old. She's like, "Come with me." She closes the curtain. She's like, "Drink." And she made me a drink. And she's like, "If they arrest you, Baba, you stand up straight and you go to jail." And I'm like, "Auntie, you're giving me alcohol. This is ironic." But she said the most wonderful thing. She said, "People say you represent India. I represent India. I've been in air hostess for 30 years. Nobody represents India more than me. I approve of what you did. You stand up straight." So I thank her.
What really puzzled me, and I wanted to ask you this in front of this audience who's not necessarily typical of India, and I get that 2.5 million people hated what you did. But what puzzled me, Veer, in the book is that you said this is when the devil came for you, and the whole that you wanted to include the word also.
Yeah.
But that didn't work. Why did you? I mean, I think everybody here, including me, we were rooting for you in that particular speech, circulating it. It must have come to my WhatsApp at least 150 times. Why did you feel that the devil got to you at that point?
I mean, look, as an artist, it's arrogant to look upon your work as anything but imperfect. It's still a piece of work. It's content that I wrote at 2:30 that evening. It's improvised largely, which is why there's a paper in my hand, because I don't know, I don't remember the words. But okay, here are 3 things that you should know about that video. It went viral because somebody took a chunk of it and put it up on a news channel. Now, the entire video is, I come from an India where this happens, but I come from an India where also this happens. I come from an India where this happens, but I also come from an India where this happens. They took one sentence where I skipped the word also. And I said, I come from an India where this happens and that happens, and that became the firestorm. The allegation with that video is that it embarrasses India abroad. 98% of the views on that video, and I have the data, came from within India. Nobody abroad has shared that video. Nobody abroad has seen that video. Nobody abroad cares about that video. It went viral because of Indian people back home. I think, humbly, we're on the cusp of being this massive global superpower. And if you are, you stand in the light and in global light and let the light shine upon your beauty and your flaws in equal measure. If you think that America is a superpower until the orange dude came back, but we'll see. But if there's a gun shooting in America, they don't shush it up. They're on the news that evening saying there was a school shooting in America. And I think when we start doing that and saying, no, we have problems, we own our problems, and we're taking care of them, give us time, and if you don't like it, go to hell. Instead of shushing up our problems, I think shushing our problems is caring more about the world's approval, and I think standing in the light is caring about our own approval. So,
more and more we're seeing, both in America and of course in India, different measures, that the responsibility and the pressure on the comedian to be reflective of the truth in a way that makes it funny but goes to the heart. Is that pressure for you? Do you feel that pressure especially after this particular Kennedy Center act?
No, I think the pressure is counter to culture. I think in a country where you have quality, effective, truthful journalism, comedians can talk about going to the gym and fighting with their wives. But we do need truth. Like, anybody here under 25? Raise your hands, yeah? Okay, so guys, journalism, because you guys missed it, is, you know how like you'll read an internet comment where like, they're like, bro spoke facts? Bro did not hesitate to speak facts. Like 15 years ago, everyone was bro, man. They just spoke facts only, but it's too much, I'm in trouble now. It's too much pressure to put on comedians. It's my job to begin from the truth and make it outrageous until you get to a lie. But I only get to do that when we can all agree what the truth is. So don't lay that at my door, is what I would say, you know.
So how did a brown kid with a beard get to the Kennedy Center, which is a very wide domain with 2,500 people in the audience?
My sir, I booked it myself. I paid for the venue. That's what nobody realizes. They're like, "Arey, Kennedy Center, मैंने rental दिया उस venue का." Like you would book City Fort. You pay.
Or at the Edinburgh Festival.
Yeah, you pay for the venue. Some venues choose you, right? Like I've played Carnegie Hall. Carnegie Hall chooses you, right? Thank you. It was a. Should I tell you about Carnegie Hall? It's very interesting. So they choose you. Then you show up and you're like, can I? There's a big piano where everybody is, you know, performed, and you're like, can I move the piano? And they're like, no, we are Carnegie Hall. And then you're like, can I change the lighting? And they're like, no, we are Carnegie Hall. And I'm like, can I play this playlist of music before I walk on to get people in the mood? And they're like, no, we are Carnegie Hall. And then they're like, we'll start at 8 o'clock sharp. And I'm like, no. We are Indians. And they're like, no, we are Carnegie Hall. And then at 8:01, they politely knocked on my dressing room door and they're like, I think we'll wait about 20 minutes. Because that day, India came to Carnegie Hall. And we came late. So, yeah. So, it's nice to take something new to Carnegie Hall, you know. So, yeah.
You know, we're looking back, you've had such an incredible journey, and in more recent times, you've been working on films. Tell us about that first moment when you were going from place to place, trying to audition, and then finally you decided, you know, fuck this shit. Sorry, I'm not supposed to say that word.
Huh.
And I don't know how you're going to translate that. Maybe you shouldn't.
Come on, Nishta, let's do it.
Sorry about that. And cancel.
Okay,
cancel.
Nishta, translate Arnab Goswami. Go.
But then you decided to record something and go to every DVD store.
Okay, there's a place in Delhi called the India Habitat Center, right? My first ever show was produced by them, and this wonderful gentleman here made that happen. So please give him a round of applause. My mother, and who's right there, and my sister, we had a DVD of this show I had done at Knox College called Brown Men Can't Hump. And
Don't translate that.
don't translate that. And we recorded a show at the India Habitat Center. I spent my life savings on it. I had like 1 lakh rupees in my account when I decided I wanted to join the movies. And I called that DVD Viragra. And I spent money so it looked like it belonged in a DVD shop next to, you know, whatever, a Spielberg movie, etc. It looked polished. And I walked from every video library from Bandra to Andheri, where I knew directors rented DVDs from, and said, here's 10 free copies. Make money. 1 copy went to Amir Khan Productions, got me Delhi Belly. 1 copy went to Yash Raj, got me Badmaash Company. So I kind of skipped the audition line and shortcutted my way into the movies as such.
And you also wrote for Shah Rukh Khan.
I wrote for Shah Rukh Khan. Do you guys remember Imran and Ranbir hosted Filmfare? So me and 2 other comics wrote that. And then the following year, Shah Rukh and Saif hosted Filmfare, and we wrote that too. writing for Shah Rukh is an interesting experience. You go to Mannat, and I didn't know the company that was doing the events, so I knocked on the gate of Mannat, and I'm like, "Mera meeting hai," and they're like, "Aap kahan se aaye?" And I'm like, "मैं वीरदास से आया हूँ." And we went up to his study, and it's this beautiful, all wooden study. There are film fairs and every kind of award. It overlooks the sea. And I think some joke readings were happening, and he said, "What do you think?" And I'm 25, 26, and I said, "Sir, I don't think that's very funny." And for that particular joke, and in this moment, you've told the king that the material he's working with. And the lovely thing about that man is like, "All right, come on. What do you have?" And I stayed there for 3 days in Mannat. And the lovely thing about Shah Rukh Khan is he has this energy where he makes you feel like you are the only person in the room. That's what makes him a star, right? So he just focused on you for 3 days. He feeds you. He plays video games with you. I've said this in a million interviews. Did I play FIFA? Bro, I don't know, man. I'm sitting next to Shah Rukh Khan. I'm terrified, right? But I love that that's your question. Only guy I've seen where I can write a joke and he'll go on stage and do his own version of it and it's somehow better. I've written for everybody. He's the only guy who I'd give that honor. He's amazing. So yeah.
One of the things that really touched me was your understanding or realization that about empathy and inclusivity. And it came from an incident where you tied up the watchman or the guard in your house in Africa and threw ice cubes at him. Well, both of you, both Trisha and you did it.
And me.
Trisha, you're equally responsible wherever you are.
So we're naughty kids, and sometimes you play like cops and robbers and chore police and all of that stuff. And then it's largely my fault, but we tied up our driver because he was I think we were the chores.
Very tieable.
Yeah, and we were the chores and he was the police. So we caught the police guy and we tied him up, and then I chucked one ice cube at him, and then Trisha chucked an ice cube at him, and then we kept pelting him with ice cubes. Now you're 6 or 5 years old, but you're very young to understand the power structure that you're still working with at 5 or 6, and how incredibly wrong that is. If you consider the space that Indians occupy in Africa, where we're kind of not white people, but still privilege-wise above the local population. Incredibly wrong. So I remember thinking about that again and again in later life, saying, I wish that I had done better. My measure of a good person today is how do you treat people with less power than you do. If they're an asshole to the waiter, if they're an asshole to the staff, that's not a person I want in my life. I think some of that comes from being that person.
Trisha and you sort of fought a lot, but there was a time when you realized that Trisha was being bullied by a girl and you pounced on her, and what did you say?
Well, okay, I was 4 or 5, and I think Trisha had her arm scratched up by this bully in the school bus. Trisha's 3.5 years older than me. I'm a brother, you know, and at that point I was like, which girl? And Trisha pointed on, I was like, ah! And I pounced upon her. What the story doesn't say is that girl kicked the shit out of me. She was a bully for a reason. She had the physical capability for it, but I don't take well to bullies.
And another of Trisha's friend at one point of time in Sanar marches you to the edge of a cliff and says, if you've threatened to jump, jump.
Yeah, I did not like boarding school. Anybody from boarding school? You went to boarding school, yeah? Yeah, good for you. I think some kids are meant to be institutionalized and some are not, right? And I just was too strange for boarding school. And so my parents were in Africa, and I'd keep writing them letters in red Chelpak ink. And I'd be like, this is in my blood. You have abandoned me. You don't love me anymore. And it really looks orange. So what blood is this, you know? And I kept, because Sanar is, you know, it's hills up near Kasauli, so many cliffs to jump off of. And I'd keep saying, I'm going to jump from a cliff, I'm going to jump from a cliff. And then one day, one of Trisha's friends took me to the edge of the cliff and she's like, you keep threatening, na? Jump. And Trisha's in the background crying, saying, how, you know, and she's like, no, I guarantee you he's not going to jump. And she's like, jump, come on. And of course I was faking it, and I started to cry and I ran away. I think it would have been hilarious if I actually jumped. Like, that's an awkward conversation where she's like, I thought he was bluffing.
But
yeah.
where you weren't bluffing, Veer, is when you were really, you were done with school and you decided to fake an appendix issue and you allowed yourself to be operated on, which is roughly what your mother, I think that's the chapter after which your mother stopped reading the book.
Well, look, it wasn't. I mean, if you're acting, commit, right? But I, one of my friends had his appendix ruptured, and it's really his fault. I asked him what the experience was like, and he kind of sugarcoated it. He was like, "Bro, I went to the hospital. They gave me ice cream for 2 weeks. It was chill." So one day I hadn't studied for a Monday test, and I went to the infirmary, and I was like, "It hurts here," because I had checked with my friend, and they're like, "You sure?" So I'm like, "Yeah." And then they gave me ice cream, and they admitted me. And then 2 days later, they were like, "Are you sure it still hurts?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then they poked me, and I went, "Ah." and I kept doing that for another day. Cut to the middle of the night, they wake me up, and I'm in an ambulance on my way to Chandigarh to Santokh Singh Nursing Home. And now I'm lying naked on an operation table. And I'm 12 or 13, and the doctors are like, "It hurts, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I remember this like it was yesterday. They put the anesthesia mask on me, and these two surdy doctors, all right, and one of them was like, "Okay, Veer, count from 1 to 20. And I counted from 1 to 20, and I still wasn't passed out. And they kind of had a conference. They were like, "He's not passed out. Kya kare?" And he's like, "Pata nahi." And then he was like, "Okay, count from 20 to 1. So then I counted from 20 to 1, and I was still awake. And then one of them was like, "Veer, sing the national anthem." So naked on this operation table, I sang, and I woke up, and my mother, who lived in Africa, had been summoned by the boarding school, and I got my appendix removed. It's perfectly healthy. And then the doctor kind of came to me, he's like, "Your appendix was perfectly fine and you were faking, right?" And I'm like, "Yes." The bright side is he told me the funniest thing. He said, "When you were lying naked on the operation table, when we said sing the national anthem, you went like this. At attention." So I'm a liar, but at least I'm patriotic. You know what I mean? Is the...
You're taken out from boarding school because it didn't work. Your father came a couple of days later, looked very sad.
Yeah.
And you go and live with your grandparents. And you then go off to, after school, you go off to Venki.
Yeah.
Anybody knows Venki College and South Campus, etc.? Many Venki.
Yeah.
But
it's where you go if you don't get into Stephens, all of these. Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing is our eldest son, Aditya, got into Stevens but chose Venki because he said, "Stevens is too old shit. It's people like you. I ain't going there.
Well, I mean...
I'm going to Venki because it's cool." But anyway.
Bad judgment is the parents' fault, rather.
Yeah. But you decided you really wanted to go out and study somewhere else.
There's a place on Kasturba Gandhi Marg called the USIS. And I remember going there every day for a year to apply to all of these colleges. And when I'm going to college, college in the US costs about $27,000, which is where my family is at the time, way out of our range. And this very sweet American lady comes up and she's like, "It's just not for some folks." I remember clearly thinking, who are these folks? Why is this out of reach? And I remember writing a letter. My admissions letter was called, "I want to drink from the fountain." Because in America, you had these fountains that if you push the button, water came out. Now, this is 1995 in Delhi, 1993. We didn't have those fountains. We have them all over now. But I just remember saying, I don't know if I want to live in your country. I just think I deserve to drink from the fountain. And I resent that other people get to. And they gave us a $24,000 aid package because of that essay. And my father...
And you called your parents at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you went to their bedroom at 2:30
I walked in and said, "I'm in." And my father said, "Don't worry, we'll make the rest happen." Which again was tough for my family at the time. But it was, I went there on 95% kind of financial aid. So it's nice to be some folks, and drink from the fountain.
But you went to study economics. How did you land up doing theatre?
I had a professor change my life. His name is Ivan Davidson. I did a beginning acting class. And he called me into his office at the end of it and said, I say this to one kid every 10 years, you're meant to do this. You're meant to be an artist. Take every course I tell you to take. And I was like, but I came here to study economics. And he's like, don't tell your parents. And so I didn't. For a year, I didn't tell them until I was a theater major. And he changed my life. Legitimately molded me into a stage performer. But, you know, I had that teacher at DPS Noida as well. I think everybody gets that one teacher. There's a lady called Surjit Khanna, who, when I was supposed to be studying for my board exams, I was doing Arms and the Man that she was directing. And she told my parents, she yelled at my parents, she's like, don't you understand? He's good at this. And for a teacher to do that in Noida in 1996 is absolutely insane. So my life has been changed by good teachers, you know. Yeah.
But there you were at Fort Knox doing every major role in every year's plays there, much to the chagrin of every other white actor. But then you decided, let me do some stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I was a big fan of, I always was a fan of Johnny Lever. And before I went, you know, his videotapes would come out and his audio tapes would come out. And then I got into George Carlin, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor. So I wrote a thesis performance at the end called Brown Men Can't Hump. And I did it for 500 people. The first time I did stand-up, it was 1 hour for 500 people. And usually comedians begin with 4 or 5 minutes. And you discover how shit you are when you actually go to a comedy club. Because, you know, doing jokes for friends is very, very easy, right? There's some sort of, it's like Parliament, it's an easy crowd. They're already invested. And a comedy club doesn't care about you and doesn't know you. So I had to learn backwards how to become a comedian, still learning.
The path has not been easy.
Yeah.
But in your case, you have sort of hit some of the major shows both in America and, of course, today, wherever you go, you sell out. Before we open it out, is there sort of life advice you want to give people about following their passion or doing economics?
Look, this is what I tell everybody who ever wants to try stand-up, all right? If you can do anything else with your life and be happy, for God's sakes, do that. Only do this artist thing if it's the only thing that gets you up in the morning. It will take everything from you. It will take your personal life, it will take your social life, it will take your peace of mind. It is a weird profession to travel 24 hours to work for 1 hour at night, to spend all day not present in your life so that you can live like a vampire and be truly alive. But when it's good, it's so goddamn good. The one advice that I would give every artist is, it doesn't matter if you're good or not, make sure they know you. If you're singing a song, it has to be about you. They have to know you in 30 seconds. If you're writing a routine, it has to be about you. Don't just say, what's up with cockroaches? Say, in my house, there is a cockroach because my house looks like this and my parents believe that. And when my dad is saying that, I feel this about the cockroach. So in 30 seconds, I know who you are. I don't think I'm very funny, and most major newspapers will agree. But the little community of people that come and see me, we've been together for a while. And it's because I put me into it, and I hope they see some of them in me. So we know each other, my audience. It's not fandom. You understand? No, it's just an audience. So the pressure of alienating them by doing impersonal material is terrifying. So if you want fandom, that shit lasts like 5 seconds, and then you'll get old, you'll get a bald spot, you get a paunch, and they'll no longer want selfies. But if you keep putting you into everything, maybe you guys can grow old together. That's my advice. That's it.
I'm going to open it up in a second. So I want the mics there. I'll take it in clusters. But before we go there, in all of this, you did late night comedy show on American television, amongst the best.
Yeah, I did this gentleman called Conan O'Brien, and I did his show. And he's 6'6". And you've seen a Camlin ka pencil box where there's a pencil and a rubber together. That's how we look together. But yeah, I was the first Indian comic to do a late night show. And it was kind of fun. It's a high pressure scenario because 4 minutes means you have a career in America. And then 5 minutes bad going means you never have a career in America. But then you have a career in America and Trump takes over America. And then you have to scrub your social media. So, you know, it's a weird, volatile thing.
But on that particular show, you were told if he likes it, he'll walk over to you.
Yeah, it's the late night tradition. They said that if he likes you, he'll walk over to you. If not, he'll say goodbye from there. And I was really happy he was walking over until he got taller and taller and taller. And then he invited me to sit down on the couch, which is kind of nice. You know, I was like, I don't know if I'll be back here again. It's nice to have the couch.
The Veer Das. Questions. So let's start. The way I'm going to do it, let's start from the back. So a few people at the back. Any questions? Yeah. Okay. Mic there. The just stand. I'll come to the front in a second. That's the reason I said back. Just stand because we can't see you. Stand up.
Or raise your hand wherever you are, sir.
Yeah.
A while back in your show, a person from the audience asked you about your opinion on something, and you evaded kind of the question. I wanted to ask you again.
Are you that person?
I am not that person. I'm not.
Are
that
you
person.
sleeping with that person?
I am not.
Is that person paying you? Arey, give him back the mic, yeah, bichare ka
Let
aisa-
him ask the question, na.
I'm just messing with him, yeah. Huh.
What was your opinion on India legalizing recreational weed?
Hold that. The gentleman in front, come in front. Just come in front. Come in front.
Can ask about weed, but will not be the face of weed, huh? Okay, who smokes weed here? Raise your hands.
Don't raise your hands. The cameras here. Don't.
Yeah,
raise your
yeah, no.
hands.
Nobody who writes literature does drugs. Yeah. Lord of the Rings तो ऐसे ही सोचा उसने, sober.
Come in front. There's a gentleman in a grey. Stand.
Achha,
Give him the mic.
But my answer is I'm too old for weed, Baba. That's it. I'm in my 40s now. At this point, it's just it's acid reflux. It's not a high.
Yeah, sure. So it's not a question in particular. It's
Ask a
couple of-
question, please. Otherwise, no
I will.
Yeah.
I have cookies for you. That's one thing because you said Parle G are the superior biscuit. I do agree, but then my cookies are super good. So I would like to.
Are you a baker or
Yes,
something?
I
or-
am. I was baking them this morning, and I remember the Parle G thing. So
Hey,
I would
nice.
love to-
Plug your bakery, man. What's it called?
Leviosa.
Leviosa. Cool. Where is it?
Jaipur. It's a cloud kitchen. So yeah.
Go, guys. Leviosa, Jaipur. Zomato rating. Now.
There's no Zomato. Zomato takes commission.
I'll
Zomato's
take it from
evil.
you at the end.
Yeah.
But-
Sorry. Just wanted to ask, when are you coming to Jaipur to do your stand-up show?
I will come.
There's no hall big enough for him.
No, there is. I will come soon. I had some stuff go on with the last one, but I'll be back soon. I promise you.
The lady who's put up her hand. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Veer. We met for Hello some time back when
Okay.
there was a goldfish on the table.
You're from Hello Magazine?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Great.
And there was a-
Hello Magazine. Do you guys know Hello Magazine? It's next to Leviosa Bakery in.
We need that right now.
Are
in
you
Jaipur.
being paid for all of this?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the new brand ambassador of Leviosa Bakery. Ads being published in Hello Magazine.
What's
Yes,
the
ma'am.
question? What's the question?
So my question is, I saw you being bashed up by Amir Khan in your new movie trailer.
Yes.
And where clearly you're subverting every element of Indian film plot. That's the idea behind the project, is what I was gathering. I want to understand whether a film like that really has a chance, or it was just you hamming the
Does the
entire-
film have a chance?
Touchwood. Look, we are a really small film. We are like the catering budget of Durandar, all right? Literally that small. Maybe one of the smallest films that production house has put out. But we opened well. You know, we opened better than anybody expected us to open. Every trade expert was like, and we had a decent opening, and it's never going to be a smash, but it's going to be that slow burn over this thing. Today is super crucial for me. I have to grow today. I have to grow tomorrow as well. So the correct idea is I don't know, but it's looking, our reviews are really good. We thought every review was going to trash us because this film is very polarizing. It's utter brain rot. You know what I mean? It is going for funny. And then like the critic from Hollywood Reporter who shits on everything, Rahul Desai, he liked us. And Anupama Chopra loved us, and we got good reviews.
here
so,
somewhere.
you know, so we have a shot. But look, my thing is, if you're going to make your first movie, like, debut authentic, succeed authentic, and fail authentic. You know, so that's what this movie is. It'll be for some people, it won't be for some people.
So
Touch
buy
wood.
buy a book and buy a movie
So
ticket.
go see my movie this weekend, please.
Yes,
If you can,
please
go
do.
see my movie. This
So at the
weekend is
back
crucial.
again, yes, give him the mic. Yeah.
What inspired you for Go Goa Gone?
I was just an actor, man. I just auditioned. So you'll have to ask like Raj and DK that. But as an actor, script and cash. It's a pretty simple decision at the time. But I hope that that movie has a life of its own. So I hope it keeps going. So, yeah.
Right up in front. And then we'll come to the side. I don't know how the mic will come to you, but we'll try.
Hi, Veer.
Hi, ma'am.
My name is Shibani, and I'm saying that because you said you should say my and me, and therefore whatever. The point is that you're the only comedian that I watch. And my question to you is, did you ever have a plan B? While you already knew that you were on the appendix table.
I
and you should-
still have a plan B.
Which
He was a VJ in between.
I
He
was a
didn't know what
VJ,
it
yeah.
was.
That isn't a plan B.
That's a plan D. But I have an exit fantasy even now where I'm like, one day I will just leave. No more social media overnight. Just leave and like go to maybe the north, Ladakh, Leh, and set up a small cafe and just live there. Till date, I have a exit show business overnight fantasy.
This young lad in the green t-shirt.
Maybe we'll see. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Tavish Rastogi. Despite being a very famous comedian, is there an instance like you were at home and you were very confident कि आज तो भाई लोग मेरे इस joke पे हंसेंगे, and when you perform this joke, nobody laughs. Has there been an incident?
You have been talking to my wife, my friend. What's your name, buddy, again?
Sir, my name is Tavish Rastogi.
Tavish Rastogi, I have a lesson for you. You want to listen to it?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Whoever you like. If you like girls, if you like boys, whoever you like, all right? When somebody loves you and you love them, na, if you don't get a laugh, keep going until you get the laugh. Try everything, all right? And not for the laugh. When they laugh, na, the fight is over. So I have many occasions where my wife does not laugh at what I'm saying, and I keep going, and I keep going, and I keep going, and I get so stupid and so silly that she laughs, and then she can't be mad at me anymore. Best way to make somebody else laugh is to make fun of yourself more than you make fun of them. So never be afraid to be silly. All right?
The gentleman who, with the star, red star.
Let's talk to a communist. Come on, let's go.
There's no why not, यार. Luck की बात होती है. मैंने देख लिया तो मैंने हाथ कर दिया.
As you have said, like there are two Indias, right? And do you feel like in the current time that difference between the two Indias is increasing?
How do you feel?
I feel like it is, and I think I should also say also, otherwise it might get viral.
What if it does?
I don't know, like,
Will it stop being true?
no.
The gentleman in the leather jacket, why not me?
Hi, Veer. As a comedian, you have blessed with the extraordinary communication skills. But my question is, what is the unique ability the others comedian have but you don't?
Many abilities. I wish I could write in Hindi and Urdu. I think there is no better language for comedy than Hindi and Urdu, right? So no better language. From Upmanyu to Zakir to even traditionally there's a program called Loose Talk. I don't know if you guys remember Loose Talk. It's all over Instagram. The best language for sarcasm is Hindi. And I wish I could write in Hindi. That's my biggest thing.
One quick question from him and then I'll come that side. No follow-up question. Just quickly him. Yeah. Stand. Grab the mic. Do something.
Sanjoy, I love that. He's like, do something.
Hi Veer. Hi Veer. it's for this side, a theater student and a wannabe comedy writer.
Hey, cool.
Yeah, see, I write comedy sets and stand-ups.
Question.
Yes, I'm coming to that. Sorry. And I feel very comfortable. I feel like it's my area. But when I am being asked to write a comedy sketch or a scene, a humorous scene, I kind of feel uncomfortable and like it's like I have to.
Question.
I am
Take
questioning.
it. Come on, don't worry. You keep going. Come on. Huh?
Yes, I am questioning, sir. So I kind of feel uncomfortable-ish or like because I have to write in some other's point of view on a premise.
So put your discomfort into your writing is what I would say. See, nothing smooth is ever funny.
Yes.
Right? Nobody who wins is ever funny. Right? Only losers are funny. Only discomfort is funny. So even in writing, Superman is talking to Batman. If you put yourself into one of them and you put your loss into one of them, that's going to be absolutely fine. You're also asking your friend to film you while I'm talking to you. I can see you also. You realize, na? It's a TV nahi hai. You understand we're both here, right? Veer Das, not Kapil Sharma happening right now. It's not Netflix. Cool.
And the last question.
Hello, sir. Hi, my name is Radhika. I'm a brand owner of a new spice brand.
Do you need a comedy writer who writes about discomfort?
No.
Do you want to make cookies with spice in them?
I don't mind.
Do you think some of your customers read Masala magazine?
I think they should buy from me. I'm called Meera Kuru.
Do you need a young chef called Tanish Rastogi who... Alright, cool.
So my question is, do you think the bravest comedy is written when you're angry or when you're really calm to understand your own shit?
This is a very good question. I think the bravest comedy is written when everybody else is angry and you perhaps may not be. And you take a look around the world and realize that they are, and that writing about it might compromise your own comfort, but it's okay because everybody's angry.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really sorry. We had time up here at the Jaipur Literature Festival. Everybody, Veer Das,
thank you so
with
much.
his amazing book.
Love you guys. Please go see my movie, all right? I need you guys today and tomorrow. I'm Gaur Gopal Das. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.
And go by The Outsider. Is Veer signing? Yes, Veer is signing.